A magical seed, upon encountering water, quietly began to sprout. Suddenly, the house started shaking violently, and a colossal vine burst forth. The two people inside were stunned and bewildered. Before Jack could even react, he was catapulted away by the rapidly growing vine. The vine showed no signs of stopping, and the small wooden house was engulfed and lifted into the air, with the princess trapped inside. These vines grew at an astonishing rate of 300 meters per second, seemingly reaching for the heavens. Jack, determined to rescue the princess, arduously climbed up the vine. When he reached the wooden house, he glanced back at the ground far below. Terrified of heights, his legs turned to jelly, and he fell. When he awoke, it was already daylight. The king asked about his daughter's whereabouts, and Jack, looking up at the vine stretching to the sky, helplessly pointed upwards. The king promptly assembled an elite team to find the princess by following the vine. The group climbed from dawn until late into the night, finally reaching the top at daybreak the next day. The wooden house appeared before them, but the princess was nowhere to be found inside. They followed her footprints, and before long, they arrived at the giant's territory. The team hastily tried to avoid the giants, but a guard was discovered. The giant uprooted a towering tree dozens of meters tall. The guard, terrified, sprinted for his life, covering several dozen meters in the blink of an eye. However, the giant caught up to him in just 3 strides and knocked him unconscious. Looking at the tiny figure, the giant sniffed and confirmed it was the right scent. The captain, seeing this, drew his sword to rescue the guard but was kicked away by the giant. Jack could only watch helplessly as the two were taken by the giant. He cautiously followed the giant to their castle. Faced with this army of giants, how would Jack carry out the rescue? The man was thrown onto a rolled-out dough. The giant casually sprinkled some flour on him to prevent sticking, then picked his nose and popped it into his mouth. He gleefully rolled up the dough, and with all preparations complete, placed the man next to the piglet. The giant then grabbed 4 skewers, each 3 meters long, nearly piercing the man's prized possession, causing him to stare in horror. Just as the giant was about to slice the princess, Jack, who had been hiding on a shelf, rushed over.